Hello guys, welcome to Doctor Class. In the previous session, we were discussed about the overview of cell as well as we were discussed that the earth is the home for the prokaryotic cell as well as eukaryotic cell. And we were also discussed the classical difference between the plant cell and the animal cell. Now let's look on this. If the plant cell and the animal cell, these two are the eukaryotic, and if this two cell gives that much of variety, then what kind of broad variety we can see between the protista and monera? You can say from bacterial cell to plant cell, in between the bacterial cell and an animal cell. So we can say that every single cell on this earth, these are different from each other, and this difference is due to what? This particular difference is due to their functionality. So today we will going to see a different type of cell. So let's begin. So here you can see a figure from your NCERT. And NCERT's figure says that there is a red blood cell which are the biconcave, there is a white blood cell which are the amoeboid cell. Why this has happened? Because a red blood cell has to pass from a narrow artery and they have to compose as well as the broad surface area to provide maximum oxygen. So hence they have a biconcave shape. So due to biconcave shape, what they do? They will contract themselves and they will expand. So by which they can easily float around the bloodstream. And the white blood cell are basically a natural killer. They are the phagocytic cell who protect us from the pathogen. So for that they make a pseudopods and cover up the microorganism, or you can say pathogen, and protect us. So this is what? This is a difference in the shape. But why? Because of their function. Because without the biconcave shape, the red blood cell never perform that function efficiently, or without the amoeboid shape, the WBC will not able to perform their function efficiently. Then another example is of an epithelium cell. Our body's every organ compose the outermost layer which is known as a epithelial cell. Now due to the functionality or due to the need, what we find that there are three types of epithelial cell present. Some of the cells like respiratory tract, they have the long cell which are present in column, so they are known as a columnar epithelium cell. Some cell like a skin cell layer, they have a flat cells like called as the squamous epithelium. Some cells having the cube-like structure, so they are the cuboidal epithelium. So the shape will change as with their functionality. The other one is the neuron. As you know that a neuron is some of the very specific cell, or if we discuss on a typical nerve cell, what we will find that there is a axon present and there are some dendrites. Why this has happened? Because the nerve cell has to carry or conduct the nerve signal, or you can say impulses, from everywhere. So they have to be branched. This is also due to their functions. And let's see this one. So this is a trachea. Now as you know that the trachea is what? Trachea is the unit of a gymnosperm and the angiosperm in the case of xylem. Clear? So xylem compose trachea, and now xylem has to conduct the water, so that's why they compose the cell of trachea is the lignified cell. And the lignin is basically what? Lignin is a dead material which is impermeable for the water to escape. So that's why the xylem can easily carry out the water. The last example is of mesophyll cell. The mesophyll cells are the cells present in the leaf which are the chlorophyll containing cell, and this chlorophyll is responsible for the photosynthesis. So these are the chlorenchymatous cell which are responsible for the photosynthesis. So here is this particular diagram which we always skip, but look on this diagram that there are certain facts which are very important, and this variety in the shape, this variety in the size is due to what? It is due to only one thing, and that is their functions. So now let's look on the direct questions. We will look on some direct question here. So let's begin. So first question is that which is the smallest cell, and this one is the most important MCQ for your NEET examination. So the most smallest cell is the PPLO. PPLO, or you can say it is a mycoplasma. So the mycoplasma is a kind of bacteria which are the smallest bacteria in the world, also known as a PPLO. PPLO is stand for what? It is stand for pluro pneumonia like organism. Pluro pneumonia like organism, which is having the size of 0.1 micron to 0.3 micron. Okay, NCERT gives these two names separately, but remember that a PPLO nothing but the mycoplasma. Now, very important thing, why this one is known as a pleuropneumonia-like organism. Understand that our lung compose the outermost layer that is known as a pleura. Right, a serous layer present over the lung is known as the pleura. Now, whenever the pneumonia occur at the level of pleural side, the bacteria like a pneumococcus, pneumoniae, if when we done the Lister form when we done the Lister form from this particular pneumonatic bacteria, what we find the similar structure as like this mycoplasma, isn't it? Now, what is the Lister form? Okay, whenever we remove the cell wall and the glycocalyx cell wall from the bacterial cell also compose cell wall. When we remove bacterial cell wall artificially in the laboratory, then it is known as the L form, or you can say Lister form. Okay, and these are some bacteria which are God giftedly L form. Why? Because they don't have any kind of cell wall, right? So the question is what? Which are the bacteria does not compose cell wall, and it is an exception. And whenever there is an exception in biology, that is the MCQ for you, right? So basically, the smallest cell mycoplasma does not consist any kind of cell wall, and that is the uniqueness of these cells, right? And that's why this one is the question for you. Now, the second one is largest cell. So the largest cell is what? It is the egg of ostrich. Okay, this one is the egg of ostrich, which is the isolated egg of ostrich, right? The next one is the longest cell, and the longest cell is the nerve cell. Why the nerve cell is the longest cell? Because they have to conduct the information from the periphery to brain, okay, or you can say from PNS to CNS as well as CNS to PNS, right? So for that reason they have to being elongated. So nerve cells are the elongated and one of the most longest cell present in the biological world. Now let's look on the mycoplasma. When we study in the next lecture that the bacterial cell compose the envelope that have the cell wall, they have a glycocalyx. The mycoplasma is one of the bacteria who does not consist any kind of layer around them, right? The only layer which is present is the tri-layered of the cell membrane. Okay, it has the tri-layer, or you can say 3-layer of cell membrane, which only present, they devoid of the cell wall, and that kind of cell are known as a Lister form cell in laboratory, but this is the Lister form from the God's laboratory. Now let's look on the RBC. Now RBC is also important. Before the RBC, understand that the normal bacterial size is what? Normal bacterial size is around 3 to 5 micrometer, and here what we look that the mycoplasma consists the size of 0.1 to 0.3 micrometer, which is the unique character of this particular cell. Now let's look on this particular one, that the RBC. Now RBC, as we discussed, it is a biconcave shaped cell, right? Its shape is what? It is a biconcave. Okay, this one is the biconcave cell. It is a concave from both the sides, right? Above and below. Now examiner can ask you the length of this particular cell. So the length of this particular cell is 7.2 micrometer. So this length is what? It is the 7.2 micrometer, where the width is about 1 micrometer. A very unique feature of the mammalian RBC. One very unique feature of mammalian RBC is what? That this kind of cells, this RBC is devoid of, they are the devoid of nucleus. Okay, so examiner can ask you which are the cell which does not consist any kind of cell nucleus. So you have two examples. One is the RBC of mammals, and the second one is the sieve tube cell in the angiosperm. So it is enough for today. If you like our initiative, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.